Hey there, today on Behind Closed Doors, we're going to be speed painting zombies to get through that horde quick. The first stage after the black undercoat is a heavy dry brush over the whole model with Rhinox hide. And this is really just a base coat over the whole model, so if you have an airbrush or a similar coloured brown spray, you could use it also here. And speed painting is all about cutting the right corners to get something to a battle ready standard, particularly useful with stuff like zombies because you can go mad trying to paint all these guys individually, although I do like to do that too sometimes. Now we're coming back with an XV88 dry brush, and this is going to set up our brown tone over the whole model. Having a colour like this as a base for the entire mini is great for speed painting because it's going to sort out a bunch of the fiddly details immediately, and it's also going to just be a nice base where we can kind of pick and choose what areas we build up from with this, as well as what areas we leave as is. All of the skin and organs are getting some nicely thinned iron rack skin. Anything that's not going to be clothing or weapons can be painted this colour really. I like to do 2 coats of this, but you don't have to worry too much about coverage. You just want to make sure it's not too thick because we're going to be doing some more layers on top of this. These goofy Games Workshop zombies get a bit of flack these days. They're a very old kit, but I don't know, I love them. They're just classic to me. And also a great source of bits for other projects. If you want, you can add a bit of colour to your zombies to unify them to your army. I'm painting his little zombie shoes Cantor blue. I kind of quite like having a bunch of different colours in my undead units to make them look more ramshackle. But you could also just leave these the base brown, it's not too important. Now it's time to shade with Nuln Oil, and you can see my little construction there to make sure I never knock over a pot of wash. Forget about 3D printed stands, just make something with the paints you already have there, I reckon. This project as well has a lot of similar techniques to my Plague Bearer tutorial, but the emphasis here is speed painting, so I've cut out some of the steps. You can check that video out if you want, more detailed look at the skin technique I use there. And we're covering the whole model with Nuln Oil, and just keep an eye out for any pooling. Now the wash is dry, I'm going to do 2 highlights on the skin, first with iron rack skin, and pretty much leave everything else the way it is now, because the skin's going to be a focal point which will take the eye off these other boring parts like the pants anyway, and we want to get this done fast. I'm pretty much painting over most of the skin here, leaving all the shaded iron rack skin in the recesses. 2 coats is good with this stage, and don't forget the innards. And here we are, final highlight of white with a bit of iron rack skin mixed in just to maintain the tone. If you're in a real hurry, this step could also be ignored, but I think it's worth it to really make the skin and face a nice focal point. You could also try a bit of stippling here. It's a good technique to use with these highlights. It just kind of creates that mottled flesh look. Getting back to this amazing zombie kit, this is definitely my favourite head in the box, and let me tell you, there are some good ones. Like the Granny, honourable mention, but man, this facial expression, they just nailed it. Time to colour the skin with a glaze diluted with Lahmian Medium to keep it subtle, and I'm just painting the skin here, leaving the organs and that bony leg. You can see it's a very light glaze. Make sure there's a good level of transparency because it's better to put more on if it's not green enough. Err on the side of caution with glazes, you can very easily put too much on. And remember, you don't have to do green zombies, you could do anything. You could do like a more blue-grey glaze here instead. I'm also glazing the organs. This is diluted Volupus pink, but any pink paint mixed with medium would be fine for this. You can even go through after the pink and do some blue or purple glazes on the organs to create some differentiation. The iron rack skin is a good base for any kind of glaze colour, so experiment. And that's how I speed paint zombies. Here are some of his mates that I painted earlier. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found some interesting ideas for any kind of zombie you might be painting. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time on Behind Closed Doors.